Hey, what's going on, FinTwit? Welcome to the Rotation Report. I'm Aaron Jackson. You can find me across the internet at Rotation Report. Yeah, I guess we're all doing some hedging trades today, huh? It's pretty messy. Well, we start the week with, oh, we're going to have less tariffs. And then by Wednesday, it's more tariffs. Surprise. So that's great. And you guys smell that? Hold on. Hold on. I think my dog just shit in the house. What? Oh, no, that's just the CoreWeave IPO. Anyways, we'll get to that here in a minute. But yeah, let's dig into these charts and see what's going on here because it's not great, not great. All right, first things up, we've been keeping an eye on these Bank of America credit spreads, right? Yeah, you notice we had that rip Monday, and boy, it's hanging in there. It's hanging in there. We would rather see this thing break down, but it's not. And you know, as long as it's not, we are at risk of higher rates, higher spreads, problems in the market. And yeah, we're living it right now, aren't we? And then oh, next up we've got NASDAQ 100. Okay, so that's interesting, right? We had that nice little consolidation last week. You get the gap higher. It's a scary sell-off this week, right? Yeah, oh, you know, very noisy, very, you know, all that, but still holding the gap. So, you know, you bulls still have that to like, and you could say we have another little leg higher here. It doesn't feel like it, does it? But yeah, you know, why can't it? Why can't it? But time will tell. Time will tell. And then yeah, so the interesting thing is Friday we had that nice little bid in the market before Monday's gap up. Probably somebody knew about the tariff news, right? Well, we've got the NASDAQ breath, smooth breath, actually is signaling, you know, maybe look to buy the dips, which, you know, yeah, it's been a pain in the ass, that's for sure. But so we're trying to keep a balanced perspective, right? I mean, that's the hard thing about the markets, right? It's like, yeah, we know all the bad. Everyone knows all the bad at this point, and a lot of people have delevered and unwound their positions. And, you know, it's just a matter of, okay, we got the big picture signal still flashing red, right? But for the immediate term, you know, that's always a little more 50-50, right? And then we zoom out on stocks versus bonds. Okay, we still have that uptrend in the stocks versus bonds, right? And that's still a little bit supportive, although maybe it's just more supportive of selling bonds. We'll see on that one. And then, oh boy, yeah, the worst part about the sell off this so far, right, in the last month or so was, yeah, the dollar was going down the whole time, and now we see the dollar's held this, found this 104 pivot area. Look at this for, I mean, we can go way back. Yeah, it's been a huge area for years now. This 104 area, is it holding up here? Like that's a big question. Like you want to talk about another pain in our ass, a bid in the dollar here? That would be a pain in the ass. And then, oh man, we've got high beta versus low volatility stocks. Now your high beta, right? Your AI type stocks versus your low volatility stocks, which is more like your staples and your pharmaceutical stocks. You know, we started the week off pretty hot, right? We thought we had this nice recovery of this summer low area. Failed pretty quick, didn't it? You know, we don't want to take this thing too seriously because it can just hop over lines back and forth. But you know, it's a good secondary indicator to keep an eye on. But the one indicator that really popped up out of nowhere. You want to talk about rotation report, like key rotation in the market. What's this oil versus gold? Look at that, just hanging out at this 2016 low area. Now we know everybody loves the gold. Why not? I mean, you know, you've got governments in trouble. They're probably going to just print money. Yeah, of course you want to buy some gold, right? Well, that's interesting. I mean, you could, you could, or maybe there's just enough turmoil worldwide now that maybe we prefer the oil. Maybe so much money is being drained out of the system by the U.S. Maybe so many financial assets are going to be sold. Maybe oil is going to hang in there versus gold. Maybe that's the better bet. I mean, you know, it doesn't seem like it right now because I mean, you know, oil hasn't gone anywhere, but that's also the case for why it might outperform, right? Gold continually goes up, oil hasn't gone anywhere. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one pretty closely moving forward because it's like very, very interesting spot longer term. and it doesn't even have to change anything. Like, right, you can just catch a bid for, I don't know, 6 months in the ratio, maybe. And boy, it's been tough in these energy stocks, even, right? Like the commodities, they've been strong, right? They've had bids, but then even yesterday, you're like, oh man, we've got natural gas producer Antero Resources, like, oh man, it's breaking free of this range. It's really gonna break away, and what do you know? Closes at the low of the day, follows through lower today. Ah, what a pain in the ass, right? We'll see if it holds up here, but you know, man, natural gas producers, those are, if there's a group in the market that has a chance to trend up, it's these guys. But boy, it's, you know, it's tough. And then, yes. So the other side of the equation is the gold, right? We've got gold miners actually testing the post-COVID high just today, just broke above it earlier, like half an hour ago. Yeah. So what are we going to do here at this post-COVID high? I think we want to buy dips here. You look, there's a couple we've got, like an Alamos Gold or an Agnico Eagle. You got these big gold mining leaders breaking out of big bases, and you know they look good. They're in uptrends, but you know, do we want to buy them today or do we want to wait a while? You might want to wait. It depends on how dire the situation gets, right? And we'll be keeping an eye on that $1.04 level too. And then, you know, we're looking across maybe financials a little bit, and we've got some not great action in some of these more, you know, highly markets exposed type of names. You've got your BlackRock, you know, the ETFs of everything, back testing that 2021 high right here after losing that breakout. Boy, is it just going to stall out right here and roll over? That's not what we'd want to see. We would prefer to see it go higher, but you know, we'll bet on that in time. We don't, if anything, this is like a spot for the bears, right? So could just be a good time for the bears right here to get in. We'll see. And then, oh man, you hate to see it across the industry, right? You've got private equity, private credit, you know, Blackstone, whatever they are. Terrible Christmas videos is what they are, right? Yes, okay. Yeah, another one, big old rejection here, lost the breakout of the 2021 high, back below it again, and boy, as soon as it got there, they could not wait to hit the eject button, you know. So we'll want to see that recovered, obviously, but again, bears have a real nice little area to shoot against there. And then, yeah, so everyone's talking about your Fannie Mae's and the Freddie Macs and how they're now, oh, they can now be run for profit and they're gonna, you know, they're gonna, whatever, make money, whatever. Well, that could be a giant top here for over the last, so far year to date. Big old top, maybe. Lots of sellers up here around 7 to 8. Whatever they're doing in the housing market is an absolute mess of a situation, mess of a problem. You know, I think the trade's done here. Can we all agree? We all agree that the trade was in November around the election at 1, and then at this point, you know, trade's over. Can we agree? Yeah, I think we can agree. And then, yes, the home builders. That's interesting because it's not exactly the same message out of the home builders, but that's probably because they are freaking cheap, right? The trade, so the PEs are so low, anyone can be like, oh, look, they have a low PE. We can justify buying that one. There's a single number on the screen. So we can justify buying the home builders. And it doesn't matter like what the backdrop is. They're just like, look at the number. We can just buy anyways. And they are. So KBH, they had earnings the other day, you know, based on this, you know, economic environment, they're going to have bad numbers. They're going to have a bad outlook. It's not good out there right now. People are, you know, the tariffs have people freaking out, pausing on everything, you know, as much as they can, right? And again, you get KBH, it sells off, but long time 56 area acted as support. That's very interesting. 2023 high, 2006, 2007 level. Pretty interesting stuff. So, you know, that could be the low end of the range just because the stock is so cheap, right? And then again, Lenard was another one. Earnings last Friday. They sell off on earnings. They're down $5-10 on earnings. You're like, oh man, this thing's screwed. It comes back off the lows in the day, and we talked about this divergence before. It's been forming higher momentum lows basically all year into the sell-off. Again, barely hanging by a thread. It's still there. The divergence is still there. Uh, do do we have a lot of faith in it? No, you never have faith in it at the bottom, but you pick a level. You hope that if the RSI makes it a lower low, you might be in trouble. But for now, it's still hanging in there. Yeah. And then now everyone wants to know, okay, what's going on with this international versus US rotation, right? And it's a good question. It's a tough question. We've got developed markets. I think it's EFA versus the S&P 500. You can see we had that hell of a move, right? Hell of a move over the last couple of months. One of the strongest moves, on record. And it reached a key resistance level. It reached a key area where it's going to chill out for a little bit. And, maybe there's some more flows into that over the next few days. Maybe it recovers a little bit. You get some more Europe flows or something for the next few days. But ultimately, it does seem like we need more time, right? Because if Europe and like your Australias and your Japans are really going to outperform the US, I mean, like it's an entire lifetime's worth of downtrend that would be getting reversed, and it's going to take a long time, right? So it's not going to happen overnight. And yeah, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on this in the weeks moving forward. And if something happens, the new quarter turns, and then all of a sudden they're piling into Europe like a bunch of madmen, and okay, maybe we would take that stance a little more aggressively in a couple weeks. But for now, no way. And then yeah, we've got some different, okay, people want to play this game into end of the quarter, right? 2 days left in the quarter after today, and then it's the start of Q2. Like, is the money going to flow into emerging markets? China tech and all that. We talked about China tech, shared a CQQQ at the 50-day moving average yesterday, bottom of the range. It's kind of a pivot area. Do we want to bet on China names today? I mean, people are, right? So we got China data center leader, Vianet Group. I don't know. Is that a bull wedge? It might be. It might be. You could make the argument, but on the other hand, a couple of weeks ago, we could have made the argument that it was as well, and it just continued to base out here. But, we'll see if these flows come in because you have a couple setups, you have a few things. Not convinced that it's just anything more than a trade into the new quarter. And likewise, we have this grab. Oh my God, this piece of shit just will not follow through out of this bottom breakout from that happened last November. But, structurally, it still holds up. Now, to be full disclosure, I own it. I'm long. But, man, it still looks fine. It still looks fine. It just needs to work. Which, story of the market, just please work. Please, will something break out, But, no, I mean, like, yeah, as a trade into the new quarter, I mean, that's a candidate, right? And then, oh boy, they say this U.S.-China trade war is going to a new level. Well, I'll tell you what, we've already been taking the fight. We've already been taking the fight to China, right? Freaking killing them one KFC at a time. And, yum China, it looks pretty good here, right? You got that nice big rip last fall. And then it just based for, 4, 6 months, something like that. And now it's holding up, trying to make new highs. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? So yeah, win the trade war via KFC. Let's do it. And then yeah, let's just looking at like the emerging markets longer term. We've got you're looking for the trends, right? So you take the 1 quarter trend here versus the red line is the 1 year trend, and you can see, yeah, not trending up. When you zoom out, like no uptrend at all. So you still prefer US, although you got your foot out the door and you're waiting, right? Because these end up being like multi-year things, right? You don't just get them to start turning and then just, it's over. It's a big ship. It's a big ship you're turning. And then moving on, we've got, let's see, oh yeah, the tech charts. The one thing that really stood out to me is this Bitcoin. What do you think? It looks like we've got is that a big old bearish consolidation? I mean, it's a rising channel until it's not, right? But boy, that's just kind of action right here, especially after this early March action where you have your little rising trend, breaks, another rising trend, but below this prior trend, that just looks like no thank you. No thank you for the asset that doesn't even exist. And then, oh boy, the AI stocks. Yeah, we're not so sure about that with this CoreWeave IPO. We're just going to have to see how that goes, right? What do you guys think? Is this CoreWeave, are we going to, is it everyone's so negative about it now that they're going to be able to pump it? Is that what the deal is? Or is it just going to be a freaking anvil? Because, it's one of these things where like, okay, everyone who's even in the vicinity is like, whoa, what is this CoreWeave? It's nasty. We don't want nothing to do with that. And on the other hand, Wall Street really needs this IPO to work. So we'll see how it goes. But you look at like an ARM Holdings, and it's just they issued it, or I think SoftBank spun it off into the AI hype, and then you caught another round of AI hype, and it kind of looks like just for the last year, it's just been getting distributed to us. And if this was you flip this chart upside down, I tell you to buy it, right? But it's not. It's not. So, if this makes new lows here, takes out that hammer low, around 110, you could definitely see this thing continue lower. And that's definitely one of the big red flags in the semi trade. And then, oh boy, we talked a couple weeks ago about Broadcom holding up, nice, holding up the 200-day in the uptrend. Oh, isn't it so nice that Broadcom's trading great? Yeah. Nope, they're like, wow, what is this Broadcom holding up? Let's just sell that one instead. And so they are. And here we are, new lows. I mean, maybe we get a magic recovery into the end of the week, or maybe we don't. Yeah. And then now we've got, so I've been using this Dow Jones US Electrical Components Index, right? It's been trending up for a long time. Look at this thing for years now. Years and years, you got to invest in the grid, you got to invest in the infrastructure, et cetera, et cetera. Look at that. Big base breakout, big base breakout, big base breakout, base breakout, base. Nothing to, no, very little to dislike the entire time. But now, boy, oh boy, let's zoom this in for a minute. Let's zoom this in. Yeah, you get the double top, and now, oh, look at that rejection at the 200-day. We'll see. We'll see. I've got another chart in here. It's a leading name. It'll be probably at the end of the deck. But, it's not, again, we're trying to keep an open mind here. We're kind of looking to see if some spots are going to hold up into this, with this improving NASDAQ backdrop. But, we'll see how it goes. Oh, and then next up, oh boy, super micro, man. Just when you think they get their accounting issues solved and all that, maybe not, because look at that. That's a nasty little bearish consolidation that's just starting to break down there. Yeah, keep an eye on that one. Longer term, I think this mid 300s or mid 30s area is pretty interesting, but if that one keeps going lower, we'll have to see how that plays out. It's not what you want to see if you're bullish the semis. Oh, and then Elon, let's go Elon. Boy, just nothing but straight up and relative strength since Tim Waltz opened his mouth, huh? Isn't that how it goes? Isn't that how it goes? I make a lot of dumb jokes myself, and so I can't dog on Waltz too much, but the dumb jokes, when there's some dumb jokes that hit and it gets some laughter, boy, good fades. I would know from experience. And then look at that Tesla monthly. Oh man. Oh boy. I mean, it's what? We have 35% off low, 30% off low. I'm not keeping track that closely. But Tim Waltz is the type of guy where it's like, well, that's the lowest price Tesla's ever going to see. So yeah. I don't know. Monthly hammer shaping up here. Looks higher. Looks like Elon's got the bots to me. And then, oh, the AMD. Man, you guys see that AMD? It had such a nice recovery off of that low, right? Big 20-some bucks, right? But you look at the monthly. This is our monthly reference point here. That nice pivot line right there. Oh, man. Not enough. We're going to need to see some more next month. And, maybe we will. I think the number is 115, 116 or so. Let's zoom in on that bad boy. Yeah, 116.5, something like that. Yeah, maybe. I mean, this daily chart definitely looks better than what we've seen here over the past few months, right? Or at least compared to a lot of these things. And next up, what do we have next? Ah, yes, ASML. Oh boy. If you follow me on the stock twits, I I mentioned, yeah, we've got the AI diffusion rule coming in. The deadline on that is what, May 15th? And it's like, oh, that's interesting. The closer we get to May 15th, maybe we have a better shot at these semis. That would be nice. However, I mentioned so many long-term areas around too, right? And boy, the semi performance has been so bad. It's like, all right, I'll have to share what I'm talking about here. I can't just keep it behind the paywall. Yeah, so the ASML holding up this long-term pivot here. So maybe it sells off a little more, but you hold it above 650, 660 or so. Kind of interesting. Maybe, hey, they are. I think, aren't they based in the Netherlands? And maybe they just say, you know what, U.S. Screw the U.S. They're trying to tell us who we can and can't sell to. Well, maybe we'll just sell to China. Maybe we'll just sell to whoever. Maybe it's a catalyst, So we'll keep an eye on that in the coming weeks. Definitely as we get closer to that clarity on the AI diffusion rules. And then, yes, NVIDIA. So boy, that, as I understand it, the CoreWeave IPO process is going so poorly that NVIDIA is like, okay, we'll step in here and buy some, which is wild. I don't know what you guys think about that. You have any thoughts? Let me know. I'm gonna try to pull up this chat here. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'm gonna try to pull it up. And but for now, still kind of holding up. Still, maybe it just bides its time for another month or so. That'd be nice if it could just hang in there. Will it? We'll see. And then, yes, Pelosi Networks, Palo Alto Networks, PANW. Boy, some of these networking stocks, it's bears out of a lot to work with here. If something's going to roll over, it's going to be some of these stocks like a Pelosi Networks. You've got this 190 resistance area. Look at that thing. Look at that. You have multiple fake breaks above. It's just a huge, huge level. And it's just so out of momentum. It's like, yeah, sure, we want to ride with Nancy to the promised land, but I don't know. It's risk reward starting to favor the bears at the moment in a big way. Like if you're wrong, right, you could be on the long side. You could be quite very, very wrong. And then that brings me to software versus the S&P 500. Last fall, even we were looking at it, and it's like, man, this thing is going to break out again. That's incredible. It's such, these stocks are so expensive, but it's another one of these big fake breakouts. It's been the land of fake breakouts here over the past few weeks, and this is just another one. And it's just like, I don't know. Like it's getting hard to find software stocks to buy. Like we liked Datadog around 130, and boy, the thing just immediately failed 110. You've got your Cloudflare, Net. That's about the best one we have left. But other than that, it's getting pretty sketchy, right? I think let's pop up ServiceNow. ServiceNow had just taken a bath recently, but you can see it did find some support in the 800s, but now let's put some volume on this bad boy. Let's zoom this in on some volume, and you can see just year to date, it's just nothing but institutions dumping stock. So, AI agents, yay. Also, I mean, the price objective has been met. We're going to need to see some accumulation days in this thing. Let's see, do we have any accumulation? Couple, 2, 3. Okay, that's better than 0. And you can see, again, the MACD, it's just still just working off that mega oversold, right? So you never know. And it held the Friday gap there, so maybe it can hang in there and push higher. I mean, that's about as much as we have in terms of candidates. I'm sure there's got to be a few other out there, but in terms of the mega caps, the big boys. And then, oh yeah, Netflix. Boy, what do we think about the Netflix? We love the cash flows. But it does look like there's a seller sitting up here around 1,000, just like, yes, please, sell the Netflix. Let me buy some, European defense stocks or whatever. It's probably actually the Europeans selling it, right? And then finally, we've got Quanta Services. So these guys, yeah, they're contracted. They got a bunch of deals to build the data centers, right? And among other things. So if we're looking for like a leader name in construction to buy the dip. I mean, there you go. Quanta Services, that's my play. We'll see if this pivot holds up. You can see not a ton of volume compared to the sell-off volume. So you would love to see more. We're not seeing it. Not seeing a ton of selling volume either. But you know, you hang in around here, at least you have a little bit of hope. And then, all right, let's see. Let's pop up the old chat here. Let's see what we have here. M Chromatic, eat Chili's restaurant. Okay, we want to talk Chili's. Let's go. Yeah, what's been going on here? Why is this thing uptrending? What is going on? What is going on? Okay, so we've got sellers every day here on the 50-day. That seems not so great. What else do you guys see? Anything popping out? Oh man, look at that freaking breakout though. I mean, it always comes where you least expect it, right? Look at that. Nice little decade plus base. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I don't know, guys. What do you think? Did the move already happen? Kind of looks like it. But hey, you know, at least it's in an uptrend. You catch those algorithms, catch some algo flows. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. But for now, it's like, to me, it's just like, you do have a nice profile here. You do have, you know, the bigger uptrend, but I think it's just done for now. And people are like, oh, wow, look at this Chili's. Why is this Chili's up so much? Let me sell that thing. Cause like, what the hell is going on there? Right. All right. And then Cameron, TNXP. What do we have here? Pharmaceuticals, right? Oh yeah. Tonics Pharmaceuticals. Oh my God. Look at this thing. You guys see this? What the hell? No thanks. I mean, this is the casino, right? Like you here for some action, there you go. Tonics Pharmaceuticals, there's your casino play of the day. You got your little gap to shoot against from Friday. Yeah, that 200-day just above. No, like that's way too close. But hey, whatever the hell is going on here, you know, have fun with it. Lardan, what's up, Lardan? Oh, nat gas versus an oil. Is that a nat gas versus oil ratio chart we want here? Or do we want just both? Let me know. Let me know. But anyways, yeah, the nat gas. I mean, there's just sellers up here all day, right? All day. But the natural gas producers, when you look back to this time last year, right? I mean, the price of nat gas is still a double. Still a double. So the producers are going to show growth. They're going to show upside and possibly beat to the upside. We don't know where the analyst expectations are, but if they can show production growth, sure, they're going to have nice quarters. But the nat gas itself, it's been tricky, right, since that seasonal high in January. And some good trades though, but I don't know. Not for me. Like not for me. There's just too much selling up here above 4. But of course, I've been saying that since January too, right? So, yeah, no. And then, chat AJ, let's go RTX. Yes, let's go War Machines. What do we have here? Oh boy. Yeah, kind of looks to me like there's people just selling every rip, selling every single rip. Going back to January, the last few months, you know, the relative strength, we like the relative strength, but you know, because it's been able to hold up, it's just catching these algorithmic flows, right? And that just helps it elevate. And that's good, you know, except for what else are you going to get out of it? Because it looks like people are like, oh wow, this Raytheon, okay, Doge is coming at them, right? So this Raytheon's bid is near the highs, and so people are like, all right, let's we'll just sell that one too, right? And that could just be index flows, it could just be, we don't know, but what matters is like there's definitely selling going on up here. And then, oh boy. Yes. CDN Road Warrior. What's up? What's happening? Yes, the IPO looks terrible. CoreWeave, bad timing. I think it's helpful that Nvidia is buying some. Yeah, agreed. They can hold it until the market rebounds. Yeah, it does. It does seem like that's a good thing, right? It also seems like it's been more of a Ponzi scheme. You know, people have been saying this Nvidia selling the CoreWeave thing, it's been a Ponzi scheme for like, you know, I've been saying that for 1.5 years now, right? And Nvidia still went on that wild ride, but yeah, it kind of seems like it. And then, oh yes, Lardan, the oil. Let's look at the oil. Yeah, love the oil, honestly. I mean, that 65 area we've been talking about it. We'll talk about it again and again. You zoom this thing out, structural bull market. It's a structural bull. It hasn't gone anywhere for 3 years, but the large bull market is intact. Like it's just hanging out there, kind of finding the floor around the 65. I mean, it's definitely lost the 200-week moving average, right? You can argue against that. You can definitely say, oh, well, below 65, there's a short trade to be had. I think that's probably a fair point. Probably a fair point, but structurally, it's still holding in there. Let's see if we can pop this boy up. Let's see. It appears I have 30 oil charts. What do you guys think? Maybe, hey, well, good God. Some people live in their chart books and then some people live in their chart books, huh? Yeah, you can see still that long breakout. Look at that. Look at that thing hold up. So it's definitely coming to a head soon. Maybe. Now, I haven't even thought about this, but maybe you take, yeah, I've not looked into like oil options in the USO or anything like 10 years, but maybe you do the straddle, buy the puts and the calls. That might be something I look into. It's kind of interesting, right? It's just so coiled up here. Something's about to pop. Is it the Middle East? Is it a financial crisis? Hey, we get to all find out together. And then DexWire News. What's up, DexWire News? What's going on? Yes, Mike 93. Make the stock market great again. Yeah, let's do that. I agree. Less tariffs. Put the tariffs away. I know we got a fetish for the tariffs, but put them away. Let's move on. And honestly, at this point, it might not even be about tariffs. It might just be everything's so broken. We are so broken. Everything's so over financialized. It's just you pull a little money out of the system, you kind of tighten things up a little bit, and it just all starts to crumble upon itself. That might be what's really going on here. But yes, let's make that market great again. All right, what else do we got going on today? Yes, China tech leading the way. You got the gold miners leading. I don't know, guys. This gold miners, are they going to keep going from here? They might not. It could just be, you want to say, hey, international stocks are catching some quarter end window dressing. Maybe they are too. You never know. What else do we have leading today? Staples. No, thank you, Staples. Please go away. No one likes you. No one likes you, Staples. Look at that. Big bull consolidation in the bigger picture. Big recovery of the 200 day. You hate to see that. But, top of the range still. It might just be another one. Relative strength in the quarter, so it's catching a bid here. That's a big consideration. So before we overreact too much into the end of the week here, just keep that in mind. Like a week from today, who knows how the flows are flowing. We'll have to keep an eye on it. All right, what do we have in terms of these winners here? What do we have flying today? Oh, SLNO, Solana. What is that? Drug stock? I know my boy Chuck, he's been asking about this stock for a long time. And I keep telling him, yo, what the hell happened here in 2017? Who was selling this damn thing above 70 all these years? What is going on here? What are we witnessing here? I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on, but let's clear 76. You hear that, pumpers? Pump this thing through 76. Let's do that. Because otherwise, like, if you have a huge fundamental edge in the company, go for it, right? But like, no. Like, otherwise, no. Like, something's going on. Someone's just hitting the bid over 70. Who knows what that is? Oh, and then the CQ. Yeah, let's pop that China tech. We've been talking about that one a lot recently here. Look at this thing. Is that? Oh, look at that. The low also was the 200-week moving average. So it pretty much comes down to this. Do you believe in China tech right now? If you do, you're not late. If you think it's going to pop through 52, buy. This is your buy opportunity. Am I convinced that's the case? No. You're probably better off waiting for new highs, right? You get the new highs, you're going to really get the new highs. You're going to get about another 10 bucks after those new highs, right? Maybe even the low 70s, right? But if you just wait for the new highs. But, hey, is China really turning it around? Is China AI where everyone wants to put their money? Sure, could be. Could be. It sure trades like it, right? But, we'll see. We'll see. The downside is that the globe is actually so running low on liquidity that it all just rolls over, which, non-zero probability. But that's why you manage risk, right? You don't try to be right about everything. You just be like, well, if I am right, what's the deal if I am right? How much money can I make and how little can I risk if I am right? That's all we're trying to do here. Not trying to predict shit. Leave that for the economists who are, and you see how it goes for the economists, right? All right. What else do we have? Oh, Rivian. Rivian. Do we really think auto tariffs are going to turn the tables for Rivian? It'd be nice. It's a good looking weekly chart. Look at that thing. It had a little fake breakout in February that just slammed it back down. But man, if we can you get this thing back above the mid-teens there, it could be a big long-term bottom. Why not? If it can happen for Elon, why can't it happen for Rivian? Those trucks are pretty sweet. Not much else to say there. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on this bad boy. Yeah, it's like a lot of things, right? Chop City. And that's what you're looking for. A lot of these charts, broken charts, Chop City, absolute freaking mess. Absolute disaster. You want to see some things that break away from the pack, right? Just show relative strength throughout the days. Make new highs when markets are going sideways or going lower, right? That's the things we're looking for. Otherwise, this is just a giant choppy nightmare, and it's not worth your time. You let everyone else get all worked up about every zig and zag in this thing, unless you get one of those big ones like through 17, right? All right. Oh, look at that Shopee. C Limited having a nice day here. So this is one of those ones where it's like, okay, had an incredible run here. It won't break that 50-day moving average. Hell of a reference point, right? Use that 50-day moving average as a reference point. Clearly, there were some sellers up there. I think it's a pricey stock. Most of these software type names, platform type names are. You can say it's a good thing. You can say it's a bad thing, whatever. Focus on that 50-day moving average. That'll make your life real nice and simple. And then what else do we have? Tiger, up fintech. Right, this is like China Robinhood. Yeah, I was looking at this thing, trying to find some more of these China names to trade, and it's just like, I don't know that the trades are there for more than just a couple day pop into the end of the quarter. And yeah, this is one of them. It's like, okay, you had that big move back in September, right? Awesome move. And then, since then it's been much more less impulsive, we'll call it. We want to see that impulsive action. We don't want to see this kind of slower action. I think some smart people might disagree with me on that one, but the risk here is this is all just a giant correction off of that impulsive move, and then the next move ends up being lower. We'll see. Yes, the auto tariffs. We might as well go through a little more of these auto tariff type names. Your advanced auto parts. Boy, look at that thing. Nice little fake breakdown, yeah. Not too bad. 35, 36, 37. Oh yeah, look at that. 36s. 36s is your number to watch on the downside. Not too bad. I mean, I try to not get involved with too many of these post-headline moves because, Trump says, oh, these tariffs are permanent. And then they come out of nowhere though. And then like the next day he wakes up and he's like, oh, our treasury yield's higher. Maybe let's reverse the tariffs. Who knows? Who knows what's going on right now? That's why it's kind of a bear market, right? You're just waiting. Everyone's just waiting a few months to figure out what this administration decides, right? They can't make up their minds. So impossible to play in your business. And then zooming out, oh my God, on the auto parts. Yeah, look at that. Nice divergence there because, it's gone from 244 to 40. You lose 90% of your value. Okay, 80% of your value. Okay. You can see why the selling might dry up a little bit. And yeah, 36, that's your number. Let's see. What do we have on? Let's flip to the losers of the day. Who's getting their ass kicked? Oh boy, Sezzle. Sezzle. Oh, I was looking at the Sezzle the other day. Look at this thing. It was a nice looking base. It was a real nice looking base. But you know what they did in their last conference call? They did something unforgivable. They compared themselves to the Oakland Athletics of buy now, pay later, which I don't know if you guys follow baseball, which happy opening day to all who celebrate. Oakland A's were so bankrupt. They're like, we got to move the team to Las Vegas now, and temporarily we got to go to Sacramento. So, nice base there. We'll see if it hangs in there. But, 200 days is a nice little reference area. But, keep an eye on that one. That base could turn around. It could. The economy needs to, shape the shit up immediately. But, not dead yet, as they say. And then, app loving. I'm hating it. Look at that. Okay, big fake breakout. Selling off the 50-day test. Man, this thing has had such a good move. You got to zoom it in even more. I would say, boom, Friday gap area right here around 315. There's your reference. Maybe it holds up into the close. Maybe you can shoot against that 315 on the long side. Could be a decent trade there, even just for an overnight. And then, let's see what else we have. Getting their ass kicked. Neo, SoFi, Classic. Oh, the GameStop rugging. Okay, so yeah, I would say I try to not judge people, but you get caught in this GME GameStop pump. Oh, we're adding Bitcoin to the treasury. And then they're like, yeah, we're selling shares to buy the Bitcoin. Like, honestly, if you're playing these games still in 2025, you kind of deserve it. You kind of had it coming, which is fine. It's fine. We all gamble. We all make mistakes. We all get caught in bullshit we shouldn't be caught up in, right? It's fine. Not a big deal. You just got to move past it quickly, learn from it, and just pretend like it didn't happen. You're just better off just ignoring that it ever happened, right? Just ignore that shit. Move on. Blinders, on to the next trade. Oh my God, look it. And we've got Oklo. I've been keeping an eye on these nuclear names because they were holding up pretty good. I don't know if I have the Fibonacci here, but 27 was a big level. You can see the 28. 28 was a big area too. But it just ends up, they had earnings earlier this week, and they don't have shit for revenue. They don't have enough, cash flows like that. So yeah, easy one to sell in times of uncertainty, right? It's just a easy one people will sell, and you lose that 27 area. You're gonna want to see that 27 area reclaimed to have faith that that's gonna just turn back higher. But positive MACD, RSI kind of around 40. We'll see if it can hang in there. That'd be a good sign, but gonna need to see it. And Reddit, look at oh boy, we got Reddit. Okay, yeah, still holding the 200-day, the rising 200-day. That's good. You get the bull MACD action. That's great. Yeah, we'll see if it can keep holding up there. I mean, right? Isn't the idea that it's data, right? Lots of data that you can feed to the AIs, right? Pretty valuable stuff. The AI is probably not stopping, even if there's an unwind in the stock market, right? So that's not too bad. But yeah, you're gonna want to see it hold right around here because at the end of the day, it could just be a bearish consolidation if it breaks to new lows here through 105. And then yes, Chat AJ, nice follow up. Are the tariffs affecting Carvana at all? Yeah. So I think the thinking here is it's bullish for the Carvana, bullish for the used cars, yeah, because the prices are going to go up. I mean, you close it above this 21-day 202 right there. Not bad. I mean, I don't hate it. I don't know if it's going to work. You look to the left and it's like, oh shit, there are people still underwater this name, but as long as you manage risk. You got last Friday's gap too, right there around the 200-day, Think whatever you want, do whatever you want. You just got to figure out how to manage risk. Put yourself in a position where it's like, okay, how do I risk like $10 to make $60 in the stock? That's all you're trying to do. How do I, preferably it's more like 5 to make 60, like as low as you can get it, right? Risk a little to make a lot. And then M Chromatic, what's up? Okay, AT&T. Oh boy. Oh, that's not great. That's how bad things are going, is we got to talk about AT&T. Oh boy. Look at that thing. New highs. Look at that. Just relentless, huh? Monster bid off that 50-day. Man. Don't they have that deal with AST Space Mobile? Is that them or is that T-Mobile? But yeah, you look at it. It looks like you've got some room up to 30. Yeah. I mean, I missed it. I don't traffic in these things because I'm a product of, the post-great financial crisis era where it's just like these things were just like, why would you mess with these things when you have Google and Apple to be long and Tesla, right? But no, this is, room to 30 area. Why not? Why not? Especially around this quarter turn. I mean, people are like, yeah, we gotta show everyone we're responsible. We invest in these dividend names like AT&T. And yeah, so like one last check at the markets here before we sign off. And yeah, oh boy, you see the NASDAQ 100. Intraday RSI is pretty firm here in the mid 40s, but yeah, what a freaking mess we have here. So I think that's going to do it for us, everyone. And thanks for joining today. And good luck out there. Hopefully this CoreWeave IPO doesn't get you. And everyone have a great day. Until next time, friends.